Welcome to a Starter and a Chaser podcast with your hosts, Joe Clarke and Jon Passow.
So, waffles, they're just pancakes with abs. Hey, welcome to a Starter and a Chaser podcast, where every week we review one whiskey and one beer.
I'm Whiskey Connoisseur, Joe Clarke.
And I'm Professional Brewer, Jon Passow. Joe, what do we got this week?
We have Michter's Single Barrel Kentucky Straight Rye.
And we have Pilsner, Progress Pils from Market Garden Brewing Company.
All right, guys, so I'm going to give you a little bit of history of Michter's here, since we're starting off with the whiskey, and we have it poured already. It's breathing a little bit, so we're going to let it sit here for a second. All their ryes are single barrel. They are 84.8 proof, so it's not going to be overpowering on the alcohol at all. The rye is America's oldest variety of whiskey, actually.
Really? Cool.
It's just recently kind of made a resurgence in America. I would say around the early 2000s is when rye really started kicking back up. Michter's is actually not the original name. It first was Shanks, and then it was Baumburgers. And in Kentucky, there's actually 3 locations. They have their really nice, beautiful new building down in Louisville, and then there's 2 other locations in Kentucky also where they just distill at. And their roots, just like on the bottle, if you can see right here, goes back to 1753. I believe it is one of the oldest distilleries in America, if not the oldest distiller in America, is what I think, what my research has shown.
Okay.
So that's pretty much it. Pretty straightforward on the Michter's there. And
shall we dive on in?
Let's dive in. Let's get a nose on it.
Look at that. Beautiful color on this one.
It is. It's a lighter color, but it's got it's a nice kind of oranges.
Definitely orange, yeah.
It's nice.
So what do you get on the nose on this one? Is a good sign.
You definitely get the rye grain on this. Really, it's kind of that, rye is usually, a lot of rye whiskeys are spicy. They're going to be spicy, a little sweet too.
That comes through right on the nose?
Right on the nose. This is, it's a nice rye. I'm pulling maybe, not to be generic about it, but it's not super complex on the nose.
Okay.
A little bit of vanilla, caramel, kind of your usual notes.
Okay.
It's not a super high-end whiskey. It's not a very expensive whiskey. I don't remember what that does retail-wise.
I think it's around $40 a bottle.
Okay.
Around.
So it's not. So it commands a little bit of the dollar, but a lot of their whiskeys are more of a limited release versus your larger distilleries. What I mean? It's not like they're just pumping product out all the time.
Yeah, they do very small batch releases for everything, from what I understand.
Yeah, they do.
Shall we try it?
Let's try it. Yeah, let's just go into it.
Wow.
That's good.
That is delicious.
So you definitely get that. What are you getting on it?
I get a little caramel sweetness up front, and then it goes directly into that spicy rye character.
Yeah.
I do get a touch of heat that comes in.
Middle ground?
Well, for me, actually, it's first thing that I taste right up front. I get a little heat on the front of my palate, and then it goes into the rest of those flavors, and it just kind of settles down into a nice, mellow barrel characteristic. What about you?
So right off the gate for me, I get that your typical rye grain to it. It's very spicy. This is definitely I get spice throughout the whole, kind of like the whole cooking spice kind of thing throughout the whole palate. I mean, front to back, and it's there. It actually, for being not a heavy drink and not a very oily drink, because it's very light, even it's not very like super viscous, maybe I should say. It's pretty quick legs. Yeah. You know what I mean? They come down.
They are there, but yeah.
But it hangs out for a little bit. The finish on it is definitely kind of dry, I would say.
Yes.
It's a very dry, like, you know how sometimes you have a wine. I'm not a big wine person, but I have drank some wines that you get like a nice wet finish that is kind of refreshing and thirst quenching, and then this kind of dries your mouth out a little bit. And I think that's kind of it has a little more heat to it than one would expect from 84.8 proof, I think.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. But it's not, I would say it's not bad.
No,
it's not distracting, but it is there.
Right, yeah. But even now, not tasting this for as long as I have, since I've been talking here, is that the spice stays. I mean, it's absolutely. Like, it is absolutely there. I could probably sit around for 10 minutes and still taste the spice from this. So the flavors do linger around. I'm not sure what I'm pulling on the back end there.
I get just a lot of barrel characteristics on the back end. I get a little bit of the charcoal. I got a little coconut. I don't get any vanilla. You were mentioning vanilla on the nose, but
it doesn't transfer to the palate at all. No,
it's don't get that.
No. It's not super complex. It's kind of like a very straightforward, what you would expect from a really good rye whiskey.
Yeah, and it's a good sipper. Absolutely,
it's a great sipper. Yeah. And I mean, I'm pretty good with that, actually. Yeah, that's good.
Nice. And by the way, for those of you viewing us on YouTube, be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the little bell icon, and that way you won't miss any of our episodes.
Absolutely.
This is the start of our weekly review series, so every Wednesday we're going to be coming out with a new episode for you guys to enjoy. But we're going to take a quick break and switch over to the chaser, which will be Market Garden's Progress Pilsner. I'm
excited because I'm not a big beer guy, as you guys already know. He's kind of taken me on this journey to beer, and it's always new for me. So it's going to be good. I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, guys, welcome back. And starter to chaser. Now we're on to the chaser. So John, this gets turned over to you, bud.
All right, so this is from Market Garden Brewing Company on West 25th Street in Cleveland, Ohio. It is their Progress Pilsner. Market Garden was started back in 2011. The head brewer there is Andy Trevikram. He is of Great Lakes fame, and he was a brewer over at Dogfish Head Brewing Company over in Milton, Delaware. So the man has got a lot of experience that he brings to the brewery. The Progress Pilsner in particular is 5.5% ABV. It's a European-style Pilsner. It's brewed with German noble hops, and it's named Progress Pilsner after Cleveland's slogan, which is progress and prosperity.
Okay.
And it's got the guardians of the Carnegie Bridge on the front of there for the Cleveland natives will recognize that. So let's crack this one open, shall we?
I had a question for you while you're cracking this open. Too. I just wanted to pass this along to our viewers. Is that if you notice, in a second here, he is using a different glass, and I just want to ask you. So the first episode you saw was proper for a wheat beer, correct?
Correct.
And this is now use a typical pint glass for a Pilsner.
You can. Pint glasses are basically the generic glass. So you can put an IPA in there, you can put a Pilsner, you could put a stout, you could put an imperial beer in there, whatever you'd like. Pint glass is the catch-all. There's a lot of different styles that are specific to different types of beer. Like behind you, there's the ever so rare thistle glass, and this is for Scottish ales, like Scottish wee heavies.
Oh, wow.
Belgian beers go into the goblet. And so it's each glass has its own style, and it brings out specific characteristics about that style. But for a Pilsner, pint glass works great. Pilsners generally very crisp, very clear looking. Great head on this one.
Yeah.
What do you get on the nose, Joe?
Right off the rip, second one. It smells like your typical Pilsner.
Okay.
Now, so your Pilsners are could also be your like Budweisers and all that stuff?
No, that's actually a common misconception. Most of the macro lagers like Budweiser, that is called an American adjunct lager. So it is different than a Pilsner. American adjunct lagers have a lot of rice in them. Pilsners do not. Pilsners are generally strictly malt-based.
Okay, all right. So I'm new to the whole beer thing, so sometimes when I nose this stuff, I'm not going to know exactly everything I'm pulling out of it. And when I say that typical, I don't know, it has that, to me, the typical Pilsner or lager kind of smell to it. Like very grainy, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Not really much else I'm pulling out of that because, beer is very new to me. Maybe once I get more into it, I'll pull more out of it. So let's try tasting it. I mean, let's just go right to it. First thing I noticed was a little, it's a little bitter for me.
It does have a nice hop bitterness to it.
Okay.
For the style, I don't think it's too out there. You might be in your brain kind of comparing it to Budweiser, kind of unconsciously. Budweiser really doesn't have much flavor, doesn't have much hops to it. German style, Bavarian style Pilsners, which is kind of what this is modeled after. There's two types of Pilsners. There's Czech Pilsners, which tend to be a little bit sweeter but still crisp, lower hops. Bavarian Pilsners tend to be very crisp, very clean, but has a nice hop bitterness to it. So for the style, I would say this is appropriate. But,
it's quick.
But for somebody that is used to Budweiser or something like that, it definitely has more of a hop bite to it than what you're used to.
And I think along this journey, it's something I'm going to have to get used to. With the wheat beers are really easy to get used to. They're just, oh my God, that was so good. I can never even pronounce a name. I'm going to have to
Joe's talking about our pilot episode where we reviewed Weinhenstefana Hefeweizen.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It's hard to come out of the gate like that, you know what I mean? But this is good. It's refreshing. It's very easy to drink. I mean, it's not heavy or anything like that. It's a nice beer. The bitterness, now don't get me wrong, it's not like overpowering. I noticed it was there. It's there and gone very fast. It doesn't hang around.
Yeah. So it still gives you that crisp, refreshing Pilsner taste that you just want to go back for more. I get a little earthy note from the hops.
For sure, yeah.
German noble hops and European noble hops tend to be earthy or a little spicy. They can be floral a lot of times, and this definitely has the earthy note going on. Not a lot of malt complexity. I don't get a lot of different malts there.
Malt in there. Yeah.
But it's a crisp, clean drinking Pilsner.
Yeah, it is very. That's a good word for this. It's a very crisp beer. I can see this as just like one of your normal everyday drinker type beers. You know what I mean? Now, does this brand, Market Garden Brewery, do they make other types of beers also? Or are they typically just Pilsner, or they make all different kinds?
They make all different kinds. They do IPAs. They've got an Irish ale. They've got an Irish stout. They do Scottish wheat heavies and wheat beers. They've actually got a killer wheat beer that I like. And you can purchase these around Cleveland. You can go to the brew pub on West 25th. Yeah. They've actually built a very large production facility behind there. It's right next to the world's oldest market in America. Actually, not the world's, America's oldest market, and it's the West 25th Market.
Okay.
West Side Market. Yeah. So it's right next to that.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. All right. Nice.
So that's that is the beer from Market Garden Brewing Company, Progress Pilsner. What do you think about the whiskey? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Well, as far as the Michters here, I'm going to have to say, as far as a rye goes, I'm going to be... It's good. I like it. Here it is again. Another shot. I'm going to go 1.5 thumbs.
1.5 thumbs?
1.5. Yeah, for me.
Okay.
Because I think in the $40 range, not knocking Michters, I've had some very, very good stuff from Michters, which you will see down the road. I just think in that price range, there are some other options too that I personally like, and this is just personal opinion. You may go and get this. It is a very good, straightforward rye. But yeah, I'm stuck at 1.5.
1.5?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a huge Michter's fan. I generally love their stuff. And I was bummed because I was in Kentucky about a month ago, and their production facility was closed down for remodeling, so I couldn't go see them. But that being said, I kind of want to mirror what you were saying as well. For a $40 whiskey, it's kind of straightforward, no frills, but solid.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with you on that one. I'm going to give it 1 thumbs up and then a half thumb.
Okay. All right, cool.
Now, the beer, Market Garden Progress Pilsner, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Okay, so I think for an everyday drinker, it's a good beer. I think I'm going to be more into more complex beers, actually, to be honest with you. Pilsner is, it's all right. It's not bad. I mean, I'm not going to pass up on it if someone offers me a beer. I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go 1.5 thumbs on this also for this episode. It seems to be that kind of trend for me.
All right. For me, it's a solid German-style Pilsner. I mean, to the letter, stylistically, it's spot on. And for me, style guidelines are important. It's not the end-all, be-all. But I feel like Andy really nailed this one. So I'm going to give it 2 thumbs up.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So that was a Starter and a Chaser podcast. Be sure to like us on Facebook. We're also on Instagram. We're on most of your podcasting channels and on YouTube.
Yeah, you can see us on Breaker, Spotify, Anchor FM, Google Play, Apple Music, all that, Apple Podcasts, I'm sorry. So we're getting out there, we're branching out there. We're going to start throwing some more of those links up also for you guys to, so if you're riding around in your car and you don't want to click onto YouTube, you can just go into your Apple Podcasts or whatever device you have and listen to us too.
And if you enjoyed the show and would like to send us an email comment, or if you'd like to donate a bottle for possible inclusion in future episodes, shoot us an email at whiskeyandbeer@starterandchaser.com.
Yes, and in that was also our website, starterandchaser.com.
So we'll see you guys next Wednesday.
That's it.
Same bat time, same bat channel. And hope you guys enjoyed the episode.
See you guys next time.
So
now, okay, you were talking about waffles are just pancakes with eggs.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they do crunches.
I mean, they are tougher to cut through. So
yes.
So you're saying that one day I might have cooked some pancakes and then I left them out too